Hi, Sasha, tough game. You've played him 5 times this year. You've only won once, and 3 times you lost on hard court. What is it about his game this year that's given you trouble?
We can go match by match. US Open, he played better than me. Laver Cup, I was in hospital for 2 days before the match, and here I thought, to be honest, the second and third set I thought I played better than him. I didn't use my chances in the third set at all. I feel like I've had more than enough, and then played a below average tiebreak, I would say, you know, a lot worse than what the level was throughout the third set from my end.
Hi, Sasha, Simone Eterno, Eurosport.it. The other day you told us that you're trying to, to improve, to get closer to Carlos and Yannick. You're going to finish the year as number 2, but I don't know if you believe in stat. There is this stat that to me is kind of curious about your last 52 weeks. You played 11 tiebreaks against top 10 guys, and you won just 3. And this one is the worst percentage between the top 10 guys. So the question is, do you plan to work on like under pressure points, and is it possible to work on under pressure moments?
I didn't know that stat. Right at this second, I don't particularly care too much, to be honest, but yeah, I don't know what to answer to that.
Two big finals in the space of 2 months, and you've obviously played him a lot. What do you see improving in his game? Is it just the belief? Is it tenacity at the end? Or
Number one thing is forehand. His forehand used to break down quite a lot. His forehand was always fast, it was always aggressive, but it was very, very shaky in important moments, and it, you know, he could hit a winner, but he could hit the fence as well. And I feel like the ratio is a lot more towards the winners now than hitting the fence. His forehand doesn't break down as much as it used to, so I think that's the shot that improved the most for him.
Hey, Sasha, tough match. What is the experience like of playing an emotional match like you did yesterday against Carlos, and then having to come back 24 hours and play, you know, not someone on Carlos's level, because pretty much nobody is, and just sort of getting your mind back into it? What is that recovery period like?
Yeah, Taylor maybe is not Carlos's level, but he plays different. He has a lot bigger serve and a lot less rhythm when you play against him. So I felt a bit more empty today. Yesterday I felt really energetic and really, you know, kind of full of energy. I was like a jumping ball that I could move and I could run no matter how long. Today I felt more empty, especially in the beginning. The longer the match went on, the better I felt actually. But in the beginning of the match, I struggled. In the warm-up, I struggled as well. It was just like everything. It was one of those days where everything just like, it takes time to get going, and it's just like it's not a natural flow to the movement patterns, to your shots as well, to just how you wake up in the morning. Everything is just like a little bit more tiring, and I felt that way today. But look, in the end of the day, you're only going to play the best players in the world here, of course. Yesterday against Carlos, it was a highlight probably of the tournament. I mean, I think it was probably the highest level match that the tournament has seen so far. Unfortunately, I didn't back it up at the level in the first set. But again, as I said, I thought in the second and third set, I did everything, you know, to extend maybe better than him, except win, except the important moments, you know, the break points, the tie break. Yeah. And that's how you lose a match in the end.
Hi, Waldo Scanagato with tennis.com. Sasha, I would like to give you some comfort because I mean, no German have ever been #1 in the world at the end of the year, and only Boris Becker 3 times, 86, 89, and 90, and Stick 93 were #2. So You are number 2. It's not too bad, I think. Can you tell us? Can you tell us what do you think about this year in altogether? Can you resume which have been the best moments? Why you may be happy, even if today you're not so happy?
No, look, I played some fantastic matches. I've won more than 65 matches, something like that. So it's been an interesting year for me, especially after the injury. It was kind of my first year completely back competing at this level and competing for big tournaments. I won 2 Masters events, but what stays in mind, I think, are the tough losses that you had. What will stay in my mind is the Australian Open loss against Daniil, the French Open final against Carlos. So those are the matches that stay in my mind. And you can trust me. I'm going to do everything I can to be back in the same moments, in the same position next year, and I'm going to do everything I can to win.
Sasha, a little while ago you were explaining about some of the losses to Fritz, but at the same time, when you go out to play him, knowing that you've lost the last 4, does that still play on your mind mentally? What do you do to get over that hurdle, and does this loss end up sticking with a little bit longer?
Yeah, he's an uncomfortable player for me. I think it's no secret. I think there are players that are more comfortable for some opponents, and there are players that are less comfortable. I mean, I talked to Carlos about it, which is funny because I mean I think we have quite a good relationship, quite a good friendship, and it's funny. His very, very comfortable opponents are the complete opposite to me, and his uncomfortable opponents are the complete opposite to me as well. So it's funny how matchups works in tennis. I mean, for him, I think some of the most comfortable opponents for him is Daniil Medvedev and Taylor Fritz. For me, it's completely the opposite. And he really doesn't like playing some of the big hitters like a Jannik Sinner. He's a great player. He's number 1 in the world for sure. But I still enjoy playing him. So it's funny how matchups in tennis work, and it's not every match is the same, just purely based on ranking, and the higher ranked player is going to win. That's not how it works. But yeah, I think this one will hurt maybe a bit more, because as I said, I thought I played at a decent level, and I thought I had more chances just generally in the 3rd set, and I felt like statistically and shot-wise, my level maybe was even higher than his until the important moments, and that's where I kind of blew it. So this one will hurt more than the other few.
Taylor, congrats. That was a great victory from you and your 4th consecutive win against Zverev. You're also the first American finalist since 2006, where James Blake reached the final. Can you tell us what was the key today and what this all means to you?
Yeah, I mean, the key in the end was really just playing some of the big points really well. A couple break points in the 3rd where, I either came up with a big serve or played very aggressively, when previously, I guess, to be down in the game, I would have maybe played a bit more safe. So I just came up with some big shots, big serves in the tight moments of the match, and I played a very solid breaker in the end as well.
Congratulations, Taylor. How important is it after the U.S. Open final 2 months later to reach another big final? Not a Grand Slam, but this is a pretty big tournament. Do you feel like you're sending a message that you belong in these big finals?
Yeah, for sure. I think for myself, I have believed that I belong, that I'm one of the best players. But I think, and it's not results based. It's more just like I can feel how I'm playing. I felt, for example, like Shanghai, I felt like I was playing very good tennis. I made the semis there. Stuff like that definitely gives you a lot of positive reinforcement that you're doing the right things. And yeah, this week is huge. I beat 3 three incredible players and been playing great tennis, and I feel like I've just recently in the last couple of weeks made some big improvements to my game as well.
Taylor, why do you think you've got Sasha's number this year?
I mean, it's the thing is I wouldn't really say it like that, because the matches, every match outside of Laver Cup, which I felt like Laver Cup, the conditions were much. I mean, I didn't love the conditions, but the conditions were much better for me and my game in that match. So outside of Laver Cup, all the matches we've played could have had different results if just a couple points were different. To be honest, it's very close, but kind of just in the key moments of, you know, U.S. Open and today's match, I feel like just in the key moments I've been able to come out of those points and those situations.
You said you were able to sort of buckle down and play those big points well. Is there sort of different things going through your head in the points that got you to say love 40, and then, okay, love 40, what am I going to do here? If you could maybe talk us through that game, perhaps.
I mean, the love 40 game, it is unfortunate. The first point I played fine. I missed a backhand that probably would have been a point-winning shot by an inch. And then at the love 30, I hit a good serve and missed a forehand that would have been a point-winning shot by an inch. So it's like sloppy game for me, but I still was aggressive and just kind of made two unfortunate errors on balls that I hit pretty well. So I've played much worse games, but at love 40, all I'm really thinking is like, absolutely need to get one or two of these back with like a free point on my serve. So I've been serving well, so I have that confidence that I can do that. Sometimes I'm not serving well, and if I'm not serving well and I'm love 40, then I'm feeling pretty bad about it. I'm not feeling like I'm going to get out of the hole, but I've been serving well, so yeah, I got two of the points back with good serves, and then I'm thinking, try to make another good serve, get a free point. If not, then just, you know, be aggressive when I get the chance. I don't want to get into this like tight, safe point that I've been playing, because he's expecting me to play those big points a bit safer, so I can kind of blitz him a bit by going after it a bit more in the beginning of the point, and kind of catching him off by being more aggressive maybe than he expects.
Hi, Taylor. Congratulations. I'm just curious, what were those changes that you made in the last weeks? And also, do you feel like the level that you're at right now is the highest level you've probably played at during your career?
First off, I don't really want to give away the stuff that I've been working on, because I think it would just give everybody a better idea of like what I maybe felt uncomfortable with, but people wouldn't have realized I was uncomfortable with. But I mean, the short answer is there's certain forehands that I'm hitting a lot better than I was hitting before, and that's been a big change, and it's something that I've just recently started working on, and it's something that I noticed was bothering me more so in particular matchups with top players, and it's something I've been working on. I'm already seeing big improvements, but sorry, what was the second part? Yeah, consistently, week to week, for sure. I'd say this week, every single match, just what I'm showing up with and playing. I'm playing very well. I feel like I'm definitely at the top of my game.
Hey Taylor, nice match. Sasha just now was kind of walking us through his uncomfortable and comfortable matchups. He described you as a pretty uncomfortable matchup for him. I was wondering if you could walk us through that as well, and if they have anything in common.
Again, I don't want to give away too much, but I mean, I wouldn't say Sasha's an uncomfortable or a comfortable matchup. I'd say it's pretty, like, there's a lot of matchups where I feel pretty neutral, and it's going to just depend on certain things. I'd say Carlos is uncomfortable, but when I played him at Laver Cup, it was like really, really high level. Carlos at a really high level, so like it felt pretty unplayable. So that didn't feel good. U.S. Open against Yannick was pretty uncomfortable, but I felt not too uncomfortable in our match earlier this week. It was, it felt fine. Demon, pretty uncomfortable. I think I'd have to say Novak's pretty uncomfortable, being 0-10. And there's probably, oh, you know what's a weird one is Yoshi just owns me. I got him once, but he's not fun for me to play. I have no idea. He's just really good. He seems like the best player in the world when I'm playing him.
Hello, Taylor. Tomorrow will be obviously one of the most important matches of your career after maybe Indian Wells final and US Open final. If you look to the US Open final, for instance, what did you learn in terms of emotion management and even in terms of tennis? Because you've just said that against Yannick was an uncomfortable match.
Yeah, I think conditions are very different here as opposed to the Open. But one thing I said in the interview after I played him here already was just U.S. Open felt like I was kind of just trying to just keep myself in with my serve, stay alive, win points by hitting big shots or playing off of his airs, kind of just like not repeatable, consistent ways to win points. I was just trying to stay alive. The match we played here, I felt like I didn't feel like that. I felt very much more comfortable from the baseline, and I had my chances in that match. I had chances to break him in both sets, and he had an equal amount of chances, and he took his. He played the big points better than I did in the group stage match, but it didn't feel anywhere near as one-sided as the Open. I felt like the match for me felt closer than just 4-4. Like I said, he played the big points better, and obviously he's the best player in the world. He's playing with a lot of confidence. That's something that you have to expect from him, to play the big points really well. But I've made a lot of improvements in my game, and for me at the U.S. Open, the biggest thing was I just didn't honestly play great, and I didn't serve great, which if I don't serve well, then it sets up the rest of my game for failure, I'd say.
Thank you. Waldo Scanagato with tennis.com. If you play Sinner, we don't know if you will play Sinner. In the history of the Masters, 8 times a player who had lost in the round robin won in the final. Why do you think that may have happened? Do you think because it's difficult between 2 top players to win twice in a row, or because the strategy of the player who lost changes when he has to play the second time? And what could be your case?
It could be a bit about the strategy. Obviously, the person that wins is going to go into the match playing exactly the same way that they did to win. You're not going to win and then change your strategy, and so obviously the losing player is gonna know that and understand that and maybe know what to expect a bit more, but also could be a bit of a psychological factor, as one person feels like they are the underdog, one person feels like they are the big favorite. Sometimes when you have that dynamic, the person that's the favorite will play the match a little tighter. The person that feels like they have nothing to lose will play the match a bit looser. But also a big part of it's probably just coincidence and luck as well.
They're leading with you head-to-head, both Ruud and Sinner. I'm wondering if you're going to talk with your team today and try to come up with something new, or you're just going to go by with your, typical routines and go out tomorrow?
I mean, I think I would keep doing everything the way I've been doing. I think head-to-head with Casper's just 1-1, I think. You say 2 for Casper? When did he beat? I'm trying to think of when he beat me the other time. I just remember the one here. Okay. If it's on clay, it doesn't count. Okay. Yeah. French Open. My bad. Yeah. Okay. No, I think the way I've been playing is fine, and I think the way, like I said, if it is Yannick, I think the way that I played against him, in the group stage was the correct way to play. I think if I serve a bit better in some of the 2 games that I got broken, and just play 1 or 2 points, literally just 1 or 2 points better in the return games where I had my chances, then it can be a different match. Obviously, that's a big ask because he's playing the big points incredibly well. But I wouldn't change anything. I really believe the match in the group stage was closer than you might think by just looking at the score.
Taylor, it seemed like you had a lot of crowd support out there today. I think it was in particular from Jannik Sinner's fans. What did you make of that? What did you think about that?
I mean, it was cool. It's like, I felt like all week I've been getting a lot of love, which is great to see. Just being an American playing in Italy, so it's been awesome to just feel the love from the Italian fans. You know, if I'm playing Jannik, then all good. But even when I played Jannik the first time, I thought the crowd was very respectful towards me.